Action Force 5 investigates the new hotel plans on Hillsborough, which are forcing businesses such as Schoolkids and Sadlacks to relocate. We spoke with owners, experts, and students to see how it will impact the community. We started by talking to the owners about the history of their businesses.
It was started, we don't know the exact date actually, but it was started in 1974 here on Hillsborough Street, so next year is our 40th anniversary. And it's been on Hillsborough Street the entire time. The music scene around here has always been very vibrant. There's always been a great music scene in Raleigh. Such a great history of music around here, you know. I mean, Ryan Adams used to shop here, and quite a bit actually. And Ben Folds and a lot of those artists and the Squirrel and Zippers, and they've all used to put 7 inches on consignment in the store and went on. And I think that they've all, those musicians have always kind of come back as this being their home and where they sort of got started selling records, and they've always been good at, mentioning that in some ways. I think it's just kind of carried on, and now it's more because of survival, you know. I mean, the fact that we're still around, you know, our name, you know, is carried. But I'm amazed at the people who know the store's name, just traveling all over the country. I'll mention the name, and I'll be on the other side of the country, like, Schoolkids, oh my God, you know, and you're like, wow, that's cool. I came to state for many reasons, but one of them was because the music scene around here I loved, and when I was in high school, I was sort of a patron of going to see bands like the Connells and Southern Culture on the Skids, or whoever it was at the time, and would come to shop. Once I was old enough to drive, I would drive up here and blow all my money here, because this was the only place you could find things. It was, you know, find posters from the Smiths or Cure, who are playing right now. And my hometown, they might have the new record, but they wouldn't have like this album, 17 Seconds. It's playing.
I read it in the paper, Sadlacks for sale, Hillsborough Street. So I called a friend, and I didn't hardly have any because I just moved here. And I said, what the heck is a Sadlack? She said, you don't know? I said, no, I don't even know what it means. So she said, I'll pick you up for lunch. It was exciting. I mean, it was alive, it was vibrant, the building was terrible, but the people were just so eclectic, and I liked it. So I said, oh, I'm going to buy this thing. And they were, oh, no, you're not. I said, yeah, I am. So they gave me 3 months. The regular customers gave me 3 months. And they said, that rod will never make it in here. And I made it, so it was good.
Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
It's still kind of surreal, because this was always, you know, where I came, always shocked, and I think that's why Mike was comfortable selling it to me. He had other people who wanted to buy it, and over time, and he had turned them down. Even one of our colleagues up in Richmond, a store called Plan 9. It's a really great store up there, and they were interested in buying it, but he never wanted to do it. And I think in some weird way, he was just waiting for the right scenario to come along, and it's always been kind of a family-ran place, and it kind of made sense that somebody who used to work here, who poured as much as I did into this place over the years, it kind of in some weird way made sense, you know. And I think he trusted me, knowing I had the degrees that I had, and knew I understood the business and wasn't going to just like let it go down the toilet. What's interesting about it to me is how it's changed, you know, and I think it says a lot for sort of human nature, and that at the end of the day, you know, you can get stuff for free, or you can get access to it all you want, but you don't appreciate and value it the same way if it's not something you can hold in your hand and you actually paid money for.
Like, why vinyl over CDs, I think, is less of a question than why vinyl or CDs over MP3s, right? Like, CDs have gone the way of vinyl, really, in a way, right? I'm like one of the only people I know, I think, that still has a couple hundred CDs in his car, right? And like, I use CDs in my car. I feel like most people don't even use CDs anymore. So the common aspect that I think CDs and vinyl have, in contrast to MP3s, is a materiality. It's a really difficult question to answer, like how culture gets created, you know. and how certain values get sedimented over other values. I've only lived here for like a year and a half-ish, but I can imagine Hillsborough Street having been very different, 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
Sadlacks and Schoolkids have been landmarks on Hillsborough Street for decades. The new hotel doesn't just affect the business owners, it affects students as well.
It's not fair to the business owner, and it's really not fair to the student. I mean, there's no activity on the street for somebody 19 or 20. Well, there's bowling.
So, with that being taken away, or moving, it takes away the proximity of the students, obviously. You've got a lot of freshmen and sophomores who live on campus or who live near the campus, don't have cars or less access to cars, or who rely on public transportation like the Wolf Line. So if it moves downtown, if it moves to Wade Avenue, wherever it's going to move, it's not going to be right there for students immediately.
Great place to eat on Hillsborough Street other than Sadlacks. But the fact that it is that institution, that place that's been there and been familiar for so long, I think it's also really important because it's right across the street from the bell tower. And that has some vital importance. The fact that it's one of the oldest those two places are among the oldest that have been there, close to that bell tower. At least in the past 4 years, I can't think of many others. And I doubt people would associate some like scooter franchise and a wing franchise with being staples of the area. It's also important that they're all local. These are run by just individuals. It's not a big franchise.
So I think I'm going to move it, but I have to I have to sign leases and everything, so nothing is settled. No, they are going to do whatever they want to do, and they have asked me and my staff not to say anything negative about them. So I just told the guys, I said, well, we'll find a place, we'll all move, and we'll have a big blowout December 31st and move. I don't understand the hotel, but I don't have to understand it. It doesn't matter. They're going to do what they want to do.